In this session, we'll be showing how an administrator modifies a user's Active Directory account in XSpectra. I'll be showing an administrator selecting the Manage Users Accounts task, performing a search for the user, performing a search for any Active Directory endpoints assigned to the user, selecting and modifying the assigned Active Directory endpoint, verifying the changes on the on-premise Active Directory, performing modifications to the user's account in Active Directory, and verifying the changes in XSpectra. To begin, we'll be showing an administrator logging into their XSpectra user console with their username and password. So we've logged in successfully as an administrator, James Walker, onto his XSpectra user console page. So this is an administrator's page. Has many different tasks that are available as an administrator for advanced user management. So in a previous session, we had added a user to our on-premise Active Directory through XSpectra. In this session, we'll be modifying that same user in Active Directory through XSpectra. So that means we're going to be able to modify the user's actual account in Active Directory through our XSpectra user console. This highlights our hybrid IAM functionality, which means we're able to manage users both on-premise as well as on the cloud. So we've logged in as this administrator, and we'll select the Users tab. In the previous session, we went to the User Access Requests tab to add a user access to Active Directory. In this session, we'll be managing a user. So we'll select Manage Users, and we'll go down to Modify User Accounts. Again, we'll search for the user using the user's username. Now this is also able to be searched by the user's last name or first name. So by performing a search, XSpectra will retrieve the user based on the user ID we've searched for, and click Select. Part of the XSpectra service is our on-premise connector, which has available connectors to many different endpoints. You'll see a list here of the sampling of some of the endpoints that we currently have connectors for. I will be searching now for Active Directory endpoints. Now what's really great about XSpectra is that it doesn't have to just be one Active Directory. We are able to connect to a number of different Active Directories simultaneously. So if you have different instances of Active Directory, we're able to connect to all of the Active Directories simultaneously. So we're going to leave the search field to an asterisk to retrieve all Active Directory results and perform a search. So XSpectra has returned the endpoint of the user's Active Directory that he's part of. This is the user we've added Active Directory to in a previous session, and we're going to be modifying this user's Active Directory account. Alright, so we clicked Modify, and now we're presented with the user's actual Active Directory account. This is live information from our on-premise system. And what we're going to be able to do here is do some modifications to build a vow. Now this information is going to be sent directly to our on-premise system. So right now we're in XSpectra on the cloud, and we will be synchronizing this information to our on-premise system. So this is highlighting our management of on-premise systems. So before I submit the request, we will show the users he's currently in. You'll notice that description and office have no information listed for the user. And we've just updated the title and the office. We will update the description as well. And click Submit. Now these updates have been synchronized to XSpectra. We've received a confirmation that the task has been completed, and we can show those changes reflected in our Active Directory system. So these are live synchronizations. You'll see that already you can see the description before I even drill in. It says hello as I typed it in. And here's information that we typed for the user. Not only can XSpectra send information to Active Directory from the cloud, modifications to Active Directory can be sent back to XSpectra. So by updating the user's attribute of description and clicking OK, the information will be synchronized to the user's account. So we'll again view the user's Active Directory endpoint, select user, And we can see description, as we just updated in Active Directory, has already been synchronized to his account in XSpectra. And that is how an administrator can modify a user's account in XSpectra.
To review what I've demonstrated, I've shown that an administrator selected the Manage User Accounts task, performed a search for the user, performed a search for any Active Directory endpoints assigned to the user, selected and modified the assigned Active Directory account, verified the changes on the on-premise Active Directory, performed modifications to the user's account in Active Directory, and verified the changes in XSpectra. And that is how an administrator modifies a user's Active Directory account through XSpectra.